project, we will be focusing on the volume of a cylinder decreasing as it relates to different sized portions of the delicious cookie dough pie.
So first, we will make a full pie. Then we will cut the portions in half, make half pie. Then we'll cut those portions in half and make a fourth pie, and we'll see if the volume decreases according to
you, Diego.
Volume is the capacity of an object, or how much space an object takes up. Units of measurement of volume are typically cubic inches, cubic meters, and cubic centimeters. For this project, we will be using cubic inches. Jordan?
Okay. Volume, besides baking, is also used in energy and in mechanic systems. Volume is easier calculated in three-dimensional objects, such as boxes, with the formula like times height. For this project, however, we will be using the volume of a cylinder, which is needed more in-depth calculations. Back to you, Diego.
The volume of an object depends on what an object is made out of. Volume is measured of solids, liquids, and gases. In our project, we will be focusing on the volume of solids. That when we cut the volumes of the pie in half and a fourth, that the overall volumes of the pies will reduce accordingly. Many people argue about the topic of reducing volumes, but we will try and prove that it is proportionate. Also, we will test to see if this will occur, or if the volume does not follow.
Okay, so this will be our full pie.
This is our half pie.
And this right here is our fourth pie with a few scraps.
This is Hallie's. Okay, and so now we will put this. Okay, so here are our pies. Okay,
here's the big one.
And the big one, the medium one, and this one.
And the small one.
This had a little bit more, but remember it was overflowing and it was in different pieces, so we had to go with this. But we decided on something that the more that you reduce the recipe, the harder it is. We had to set that. And so also in baking, you're not always going to be as what you have. Like, all of the materials can't be consolidated. There was still some more. And so if you look, this is clearly not 1/4 of this.
Although the half does look pretty good.
Yeah.
But once you get smaller and smaller, it's harder. Because like cutting the egg in a half exactly was very difficult.
It was very difficult, and other measurements were difficult too. But let's go ahead and measure it and see where we were.
All right, so we were with inches. So when we measured when we had the original, when we measured the pie crust box, it was 9. And
Diameter
this is
is
9 as well. So the diameter is 9.
The diameter is 9 for the.
And the radius is 4.5, like it should have been. So this
radius is 4.5 for this.
Yes.
So we're right 4.5 for this one right here. 4.5.
And then we're
just for the radius, and then
we're gonna measure the small one.
Okay.
So this one
we're gonna put a square right here too.
5. So this is 5 inches. So the half of that would be 2.5.
So 2.5 for the other one.
This is for the medium.
2.5 squared for medium.
The half. This is the half recipe.
Yeah, that's the half.
And then for the a fourth recipe, it was about 2.
One,
so
yes.
the radius would be 1.
Yeah, 1 would be a radius.
And
So 1 squared. So here are radii. That's how you pronounce it. But so we have 4.5, 2.5, and 1. Now, as you can see, 4.5 is what it should have been. This was right. This was our constant. But 2.5, to be half of this, it should have been 2.25. So it was just over. And 1 needed to be 1.125.
So this was just under.
1.125 in order, because this times 2 would equal 2.25. And this times 4 would equal 4.5. So it was just a little bit under. And then 2 was a little bit over. But okay, so anyway.
To finish out the equation to find the volumes, we have to square the radiuses.
So 4.5 squared equals
6.
No, sorry. 4.5 squared is equivalent. Here, let's do the math really quickly. Sorry.
So now we're going to calculate with our calculator the...
But anyway, like I was saying, so the radii were very close together, but as you expand numbers, see, they can be close together to start with, but when you multiply numbers, such as I'll give you an example. 2 and 4. If you multiply 2 and 4 by their respective numbers, 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16, sorry. And so you get farther apart the more you,
differences. So the difference between 2 and 4 is 2, but when you multiply them to get a bigger number, like 4 and 16, the difference is 12.
So the more you multiply, the more they expand and the larger the difference is. So even though these seem close together, they will expand over time is our estimate. So 4.5 times 4.5 is 20.25, okay? And we're going to multiply that by 3.14 because we're not going to use the pi symbol. We are going to, okay, times 2.14 equals 63.585. And then that times 2, which was the height, equals 127.27 is our volume for the large.
So this
Okay.
is our large volume.
So that was
right here.
100% correct.
So that was what it should have been.
Cubed, inches cubed, 127.27 inches cubed.
Because as I said earlier, the measurements for volume
Inches
are
cubed.
inches cubed, centimeters cubed, or
Cubed.
meters cubed, and we're using inches cubed.
Okay, so now for the 2, or the medium, so we're going to do 2.5 times 2.5, which equals 2.5 times 2.5 technology times 2.5 is 6.25. And that times pi, or as we're going to use 3.14, is 19.625. And that times the height, which is 2, we kept that constant, is 39.25 inches cubed. 25 inches cubed. Okay, so that is that. And that doesn't look like half of it. Even though, like I said, the larger the numbers are multiplied by, they expand more. 39 is not half of 127. So we did some math, and it should have been 63.585. So it was off by about 24 inches cubed. So like we were saying, it gets bigger. We were off by a lot there. And
So the last one,
one
squared is
squared is
still
1. And so
times 3.14 is 3.14.
And then that
Times
3.14
2.
times 2 is 6.28 inches. And we also did some math for that, cubed, inches cubed. And we also did some math for that, and it should have been 31.725. So that's a lot.